back to Movies on the Brain, where we tackle the most intense, action-packed thrillers. I'm Jason, and today I'm diving into the high-stakes story of resilience and courage with Olympus Has Fallen. Directed by Antoine Fuqua, I'm assuming that's how you say it. Olympus Has Fallen brings us a relentless action thriller that redefines the term hostage crisis. With powerhouse performances from Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhardt, and Morgan Freeman, this film takes us inside a White House siege that pushes one man to the limits to protect his country. In Olympus Has Fallen, we follow a battle for survival and the fight to reclaim the heart of a nation. Let's break down the intense action and see what makes this film a standout in the action thriller genre. Olympus Has Fallen opened in theaters on March 22nd, 2013 with a budget of $70 million. During its 16-week theatrical run, it earned $98.9 million domestically and $71.3 million internationally, making a worldwide total of $170.2 million. Its opening weekend saw it earn $30.3 million, finishing number 2 in the box office, only behind The Croods, which also opened the same weekend. Its final week in theaters saw it earn $91,328, finishing its box office run at number 38, which was the second week for another movie with a similar plot, White House Down, which finished its second week at number 6. Former U.S. Army Ranger Mike Banning is a Secret Service agent and detail leader in the Presidential Protective Division, maintaining a personal, friendly relationship with President Benjamin Asher, First Lady Margaret, and their son Connor. On a snowy Christmas drive from Camp David, the presidential limo transporting the first family spins out of control on an icy bridge after a tree branch hits the leading vehicle. Banning pulls Asher from the vehicle, but the limo plummets into the frozen river, killing Margaret. 18 months later, Banning works at the Treasury Department, having been removed from the presidential detail. During Asher's meeting with South Korean Prime Minister Lee Tae-woo at the White House, the Koreans for United Freedom, or KUF, a North American terrorist group led by Kang Yonsak, mounts a full-scale assault to capture the building and kill all the White House security force by using both aircraft and land force. Aided by ex-Secret Service agent turned private security contractor Dave Forbes, the terrorists hold Asher and several top officials hostage in the PEOC, executing Lee on live video. Before being killed, Agent Roma alerts the Pentagon that Olympus has fallen. Banning joins the White House's defenders during KUF's initial assault. He falls back into the White House, disabling internal surveillance, and uses Asher's satellite earphone to contact Secret Service Director Lynn Jacobs and Speaker of the House Alan Trumbull, now acting president, in the Pentagon's emergency briefing room. Kang uses Asher's hostage status to demand Trumbull to withdraw U.S. forces from the Korean Peninsula. He also seeks to detonate the American nuclear arsenal to turn North America into an irradiated wasteland as revenge for his mother's death. To do this, he needs the access codes to the Cerberus nuclear arsenal system, held only by Asher, Secretary of Defense Ruth McMillan, and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Admiral Joseph Honig, all of whom are inside the PEOC. Asher orders McMillan and Honig to reveal their codes to save their lives, certain that he will not give up his own code. After finding Connor hiding in the building's walls and sneaking him to safety, preventing Kang from using him to force Asher to reveal his Cerberus code, Banning kills many commandos, including Forbes. Army Chief of Staff General Edward Clegg convinces Trumbull to order an aerial assault on the White House. The KUF discovers and destroys the assault force using the advanced Hydra 6 anti-aircraft system. Kang retaliates by executing Vice President Charlie Rodriguez. Banning disables Kang's communications and forces him into bringing his operatives into the open when they attempt to execute McMillan in front of the media, killing more of them before Kang retreats to the bunker. With the numbers dwindling rapidly, Kang fakes his and Asher's deaths by sacrificing several of his commandos and the remaining hostages in a helicopter explosion. Banning sees through the ruse and heads to the bunker. With 2 codes already in hand, Kang eventually cracks Asher's code and activates Cerberus. Banning ambushes and kills all the remaining terrorists when they attempt to escape with Asher, and kills Kang by stabbing him in the head. Asher informs Banning about Cerberus, so he deactivates it just in time with the assistance of Trumbull and his staff. Banning escorts Asher out after retaking the White House. Afterwards, he is reinstated as head of the presidential security detail while Asher speaks about the aftermath of the attack, assuring the public that America will rebuild stronger than before. Now let's take a look at the cast and some of their other roles they've had. Gerard Butler as Mike Banning. Other roles for Gerard Butler include James in The Vanishing, Stoic in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, both the animated and live action, I'm assuming anyway, in the live action, and Brody Torrance in Plane. Aaron Eckhart as Benjamin Asher. Other roles for Aaron Eckhart include Steve Vale in The Bricklayer, Frank Penny in Line of Duty, and Howie in Rabbit Hole. Morgan Freeman as Alan Trumbull. Other roles for Morgan Freeman include Daniel in A Good Place, Dr. Cole in My Dead Friend Zoe, and Damon in Vanquish. Rick Yune as King Yonsak. Other roles for Rick Yune include Johnny Tran in The Fast and the Furious, Captain Sand in Jiu-Jitsu, and Kaido in the TV show Marco Polo. Angela Bassett as Lynn Jacobs. Other roles for Angela Bassett include Athena Garrett in the TV show 911, Anna Mae in Gunpowder Milkshake, and Ramonda in Black Panther and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Robert Forster as General Edward Clegg. Before his passing in October of 2019, other roles for Robert Forster included Bud Baxter in the TV show Last Man Standing, Bill Talbot in Survivor, and Whitmore in The American Side. Cole Hauser as Agent Roma. Other roles for Cole Hauser include Carter Verone in Too Fast, Too Furious, Billy in Good Will Hunting, and Rip Wheeler in the TV show Yellowstone. Finley Jacobson as Connor Asher. Other roles for Finley Jacobson include Brian Winslow in Marmaduke and Connor, age 8, in Marley and Me. Ashley Judd as Margaret Asher. Other roles for Ashley Judd include B.B. Yates in the TV show Berlin Station, Terry in A Dog's Way Home, and Lorraine Nelson in Dolphin Tale 1 and 2. Melissa Leo as Ruth McMillan. Other roles for Melissa Leo include Susan Plummer in the Equalizer movie trilogy, Goldie Hirschlag in the TV show I'm Dying Up Here, and Joan Anderson in Furlough. Dylan McDermott as Dave Forbes. Other roles for Dylan McDermott include Ernie West in the TV show Hollywood, Clint Bergman in the TV show No Limits, and Hank in Josie. Radha Mitchell as Leah Banning. Other roles for Radha Mitchell include Kelly in the TV show Tropo, Eliza in Devil's Workshop, and Nan Phillips in The Shack. Sean O'Brien as Ray Monroe. Other roles for Sean O'Brien include Douglas in The Veil, the radio host in Missing, and Ted in Smoke-Filled Lungs. Lance Broadway as Agent O'Neill. Other roles for Lance Broadway include Johnny Brewer in True Tales and Commander Linden in Beyond the Trek. Tori Kittles as Agent Jones. Other roles for Tori Kittles include Broussard in the TV show Colony, Leroy Wayne in the TV show Sons of Anarchy, and Frederick Douglass in Harriet. Keong Sim as Lee Tae Woo. Other roles for Keong Sim include Dr. Sung Park in the TV show Monday Mornings, Han in Time to Hunt, and Ken in Hillbilly Elegy. Phil Austin is Charlie Rodriguez. Other roles for Phil Austin include Jim Smith in Meet the Blacks, Mayor Jonas Steigel in Zipper, and Matthew in Murder in the Dark. James Ingersoll as Admiral Joe Honig. Other roles for James Ingersoll include Dr. Elderkin in the TV show The Bold and the Beautiful, Mr. Edward Harrelson in the TV show The Practice, and older Nicky in Nine Ball. Freddie Bosch as Mark Diaz. Other roles for Freddie Bosch include CIA agent Pfeiffer in Criminal, Detective Beaumont in The Iceman, and Carter in the Halo Reach video game. Kevin Moon as Cho. Kevin Moon's only other role has been an EMT in the TV show House. Alana Lee as Lim. Other roles from Alana Lee include The Ambassador for Peace and Isolated, Judy in Lovesick Diaries, and Jess in the TV show Switched at Birth. Sam Medina as you. Other roles for Sam Medina include Axel in Mile 22, Crawford in Kickboxer Retaliation, and Who in Tracers. Okay, now, you know, getting into the movie, I knew I had a bad feeling something was going to happen as soon as they were going over that bridge and it was snowing on icy roads. I just knew something was going to happen. And sure enough, I was right. I really enjoyed Aaron Eckhart's portrayal as the president. He absolutely delivered, I feel like. I wonder if he got his role as Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight. I wonder if his role as Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight is what got him this role, because of how good he was at giving speeches as Dent. The fact that this and White House Down were released 3 months apart and both about the same thing is astounding to me. Morgan Freeman, as always, was great, and him being the Speaker of the House was perfect. And I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with Melissa Leo, so when she first came on screen, I honestly thought she was Julianne Moore because she has a similar facial structure, and the red hair was making me think it was Julianne Moore. But I thought Melissa Leo was fantastic in this. Dylan McDermott as the turncoat didn't surprise me in the slightest. He's so good at playing the good guy turned bad. I do wish, however, Ashley Judd would have had more screen time. I enjoyed the part we had for her. You know, the gunfights throughout were really well shot, even in the dark. Robert Forster was great in this as well, even if he wasn't thinking straight most of the time. There's so much to this movie that even though I really like White House Down, this might be my favorite movie between the two. And now let's look at some fun facts and trivia. In the special features, it mentions that the attack on the White House was planned by former Secret Service agents who were asked how they would attack it if they had to. Angela Bassett only took her part because she always wanted to work alongside Morgan Freeman. There is a room in the White House called the Roosevelt Room. In this room, one of the two Roosevelt pictures are hung in relation to the political party of the president. Teddy's portrait is hung if the president is Republican, and Franklin D's if the president is Democrat. When Banning, played by Gerard Butler, is running through the White House, in one of the hallways he passes Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait. This insinuates that Teddy Roosevelt is in the Roosevelt Room, making President Asher, played by Aaron Eckhardt, a Republican. One trailer used in television ads included emergency alert system tones, which are used to alert television viewers about real-life emergencies. Playing them outside of emergency broadcasts or tests violates federal law. Morgan Freeman has openly stated in an interview that he did the film strictly for money. The same is with the film's two sequels as well. Morgan Freeman was filming the crisis room scenes in Louisiana at the height of his internet death hoax. He began each day by filming by serenading the extras with old jazz songs and endeared himself to the unsuspecting crew with pranks. The role of the Secret Service director was originally written for a man. Antoine Fuqua persuaded Angela Bassett to audition, then had the role rewritten for a woman. When the U.S. flag is thrown from the top of the White House, it falls upside down. Flying the flag upside down is a sign of distress. Robert Downey Jr. is a huge fan of the film and even sent Gerard Butler a letter on how much he enjoys the film. When Speaker Trumbull tells Mike he has 30 minutes left, 30 minutes are left in the movie. And that's a wrap on my review of Olympus Has Fallen. This film delivers nonstop action and high stakes that keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe to Movies on the Brain for more action-packed breakdowns. And heads up, I'll be covering the rest of the trilogy soon with reviews of London Has Fallen and Angel Has Fallen. So stay tuned. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Olympus Has Fallen and which moments had you holding your breath. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your guard up and stay ready for action.